Post-curing an SLA 3D print will make it stronger. While it's perfectly okay to put the finished piece in the sunlight for a while, that approach is weather dependent. A curing chamber is an effective means, but can be expensive. I'm going to show you how to build a cool looking one for yourself for under $50, and present options to bring the price down even further. I'm Frankenroc. Let's build. For this project, you will need the following materials. I'm starting with a common bucket from a hardware store. You will also need a solar-powered rotating platform, a roll of aluminum tape, a strip of ultraviolet LEDs in the 395 to 405 nanometer range, and a pair of UV protecting safety glasses. You will also need a pair of scissors to cut the tape. Optionally, you may have a power drill and a hot glue gun. The first step is to line the interior of your chamber with the aluminum tape. First cover the bottom with several strips and then work on the sides. You can use long strips that go all the way from the top to the bottom if you like, but it's not necessary. The longer the strips are, the more the tape will curl. But the great thing about aluminum tape is it's pretty thin and you can easily stack it on top of other pieces. Also, to help against curling, you can lay it silver face down on your work surface and peel the backing off as near your work surface as possible. Eventually, you'll get a feel for what works and what doesn't, and before long, you will have the entire interior surface covered. It may have a few minor imperfections, but that's okay. The point is, it will be very reflective inside. You don't really need to put any tape on the lid, but you can if you want to. Then you will need to get out the LED strip. If you have a long one, you may want to figure out how many times you can wrap it around the chamber and try to figure out how to space it from there. But in my experience, that didn't exactly go as planned, so I just tried to guide the LEDs around the sides until I had used the entire strip. The end of the LED strip may have a couple wires sticking out. We want to make sure these wires do not come in contact with each other or the tape. Otherwise, the lights will not work. So be sure to cut those loose wires off the strip. Optionally, you can use a little hot glue to ensure they will never come into contact with anything they shouldn't. If you don't want the power cord coming from the top of the bucket, drill a hole near the plug of your LED strip. If you want the plug itself to be outside the bucket, you will likely need a hole close to a ½ inch in diameter. Important safety note. When dealing with these lights, you should wear safety glasses which protect you from ultraviolet. Plus, they make you look cool. Now back to the curing chamber. Here you can plug them in to ensure they are working. If they do, the next step is to put it in the rotating platform. The solar-powered one I used is activated by the ultraviolet LEDs and starts spinning slowly, which is perfect for our purposes. There are a couple of options you have to bring the price down. You can use something like a spare cardboard box instead of a bucket, or aluminum foil instead of tape. However, unless the foil is tightly wrapped, the LED strip may not stick as easily, so you may need to replace the strip with another ultraviolet light source. Usually that will be about the same price as the LED strip. Your UV curing chamber is now complete. Whenever you have a resin 3D print that's ready for curing, just put it on the platform in the bucket and plug it in. Put the lid on the bucket and let it run for a few minutes. The time you need to do so will depend on a few factors. I say start with about 5 minutes and see if the piece is strong enough to your liking. If not, experiment with additional time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.